the directorial debut of the singer and songwriter Sia. Music, a film about a non-verbal, autistic teenager named Music. Yes, really, that's the character's name, received an onslaught of criticism following the release of its trailer last year. Sia chose to cast the neurotypical dancer Maddie Ziegler as Music, an ableist casting decision informed by nepotism.
I realised it wasn't ableism. I mean, it is ableism, I guess, as well, but it's actually nepotism because I can't do a project without her. I don't want to. I wouldn't make art if it didn't include her.
And watching Maddie imitating the behaviour of autistic children based on research that involved watching evasive and exploitative videos of autistic kids having meltdowns that were filmed by their parents without their knowledge or consent is just really gross, and the backlash from the autistic community who feel hurt by this casting and this performance is more than justified. Hell, Music never even feels like a real character, just an amalgamation of different stereotypes associated with autism.
She can understand everything you are saying to her.
And if you are happy, press this.
I am sad.
Very funny, troublemaker.
She sees the world in a completely different way from us.
There are also some disgusting scenes depicting Music being pinned to the ground during her meltdowns, an action that could inadvertently lead to serious injury and even death for the person being forcibly pinned down if attempted in the real world. It is such a deeply irresponsible thing to put into the film because it potentially puts autistic people in the real world in harm's way if this was attempted by someone who saw the film and thought that this is a correct way to help someone who is having a meltdown. And a couple of scenes, like Music chewing gum from under a park bench, just use her as the butt of jokes. Even putting aside the film's ableism, it's still atrocious. It's a horrifically derivative film that desperately forces as many tire cliches down the audience's throats as possible for the entirety of its 107 excruciatingly slow minute runtime.
I'm gonna help her, just like she helps me.
An infuriatingly predictable bore with flat characters. Music also has nothing profound or new to add to the conversation on autism awareness or any of the other themes Sia tries to tackle throughout the film, including addiction and domestic violence. And for a musical, the songs are pretty forgettable, with dance sequences that quickly become tedious, with some pretty tacky looking visuals, though admittedly that criticism is entirely down to my own personal taste. And by the time Sia herself appears in the film as a white saviour figure, I'd had enough. A horribly misguided failure on every single level, Music is an early contender for the worst film of 2021.